finally today, we got a problem in Great Britain. It's Canada, Australia, the other kind of former British colonies, those that still have the Queen of England as their head of state, as opposed to their head of government. Two different things. Something we here in the United States have difficulty kind of understanding, because our head of state and head of government are the same person. It's whoever the president is. For a lot of these former British colonies, that's not the case. The head of state is the Queen, and the head of government is that country's prime minister. That's why, like, the British have Queen Elizabeth on their bills and whatnot, or did. I don't know anymore. Don't care anymore. So this is a guy who visited Florida last summer, and it's him shooting a shotgun. And he went back to England, and he posted on social media, and a 3-month nightmare has ensued. August 24th, officers returned to his home at around 10 p.m. and arrested him. A bail document referred to allegations of possessing a firearm with the intent to cause fear or violence in Florida, as well as a separate allegation of stalking linked to a photograph of a house on his social media. He was held overnight. It looks like it's mostly done. His travails are mostly done. But again, process is the punishment. Cops show up and arrest you. Why? Because you posted a picture of yourself shooting a shotgun in Florida, where, frankly, it's not only illegal, it's generally encouraged. When you go to Florida, you should shoot a shotgun, or an AR-15, or two. But over in Great Britain, they're going absolutely nuts. The whole right, John Locke, inalienable rights, that sort of thing. No. Great Britain is going to create a better British citizen, at least the white ones, and you're going to like it. For my British friends, 1984 was a cautionary tale, not a how-to guide. What's next? The UK plans to end jury trials for crimes with sentences under 3 years. British Justice Secretary David Lammy, who should be in prison, announced the contentious move on Tuesday as part of an attempt to tackle a years-long backlog in the courts. Well, expand your courts. Do better. It's going to restrict the rights of some defendants to a jury trial in England and Wales, and it seeks to reduce a years-long backlog of cases in the criminal courts. In a statement to Parliament, David Lammy, the Justice Secretary, the Injustice Secretary, said he would create new swift courts for defendants facing a likely prison sentence of 3 years or less, where judges alone would decide their guilt or innocence. This will not end well. Watch the number of crimes that get you 3 years or less to expand mightily. Because that way, you don't have to, the court just has to convince a sycophantic judge. And there's plenty of them. I got more stories. Among other things in Great Britain, police are still, they arrested her again. She was arrested and acquitted one time. She went back and did it again. She prayed silently near a abortion clinic. And so they arrested her because that's a crime. She didn't block the clinic entrance. She was standing a couple 100 feet away. She was standing there, hands in her pockets, eyes closed, and up the cops. Are you praying? Maybe. What's that of your business? I'm thinking up names to call you, horrible police officers. So that's illegal. Then we get this one. Okay. See if I can play this. Police tell gospel singer she cannot sing her songs outside of church grounds. So this was, and I'm going to play the video in a second here. This was an unpaid volunteer police officer who We have a non-zero number of people who go into law enforcement because they want to use that power and abuse other people. That's just, I mean, YouTube channel, the civil rights lawyer. Check it out. Google it because that's all he posts are people who get in trouble for basically contempt of cop. This is over in Great Britain. This little, I'm trying to think of a nice way to describe her, and I don't think I want to. She doesn't deserve to be described in a nice way. She shouldn't have even a fake badge. Even I take a look and listen.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're not allowed to sing church songs outside
of church songs or church
you're not allowed
ground. That's fine.
You're not allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Our church outside of church grounds, unless you have
unless you've been
authorized by the church to do this kind of song.
Are you saying that you don't care about the Human Rights Act? You're lost?
Well, sorry about that not playing nicely, but you heard it. The audio played fine. What a winner. What a winner. Thankfully, the gospel singer did not get arrested, but she could have. Then you've got this guy, Graham Linehan, did the British TV sitcoms Father Ted and the It Crowd. He is not amused by the whole idea that trans women are women because they aren't, because they're men. And but I think he was working on a play. It was going to be a Father Ted play, and he's been blacklisted because men are not women. But he showed up a few months ago, flew over from Arizona. They had about 7 cops there to arrest him for hurting trans people's feelings. Yeah. I was at a restaurant this year? Beginning of the school year? It may have been the beginning of the school year. Time flies when you're having fun. The wife and I went to see, along with one of her colleagues, Metallica in concert up in Seattle. Metallica's not really my thing, but the wife likes it, and her friend liked it, and it's like, okay, I'll go to the concert. I was most impressed by the spectacle, but we ate at a restaurant right along the coast there, just up the road from the stadium where the concert was taking place, and there was a trans woman who wasn't our main server, but was bringing drinks out and refilling drinks, that sort of thing. And friend said, "Thanks, dude," for something, because he's hearing the voice. The person's behind him. He has not turned around. He has not seen this person. Says thanks. So he said, "Thanks, dude," or "Thanks, man." Just like I could barely hold it in because he got a look, and yeah, sorry, not putting up with that garbage. So, but this is the new reality in Great Britain. It's the new reality in a lot of Canada. I mean, this happens in Canada. This happens in Australia. You people are losing your minds. You're losing your freedom. And frankly, the reason why is they aren't scared of you. They aren't scared of you. UK free speech crackdown sees up to 30 people a day arrested for petty offenses such as retweets and cartoons. Here we have a screenshot of a security camera. 6 cops show up at Maxie Allen and Rosalind Levine's house in January to arrest the couple over messages they posted in a private WhatsApp group for parents at a local school. What were the messages? They were criticizing the hiring process and the hiring of the school's new principal. I think it's a head teachers, like they call it in Great Britain, but basically the principal. Private WhatsApp group got you arrested. Free Speech Union. Toby Young, his organization is helping half a dozen people. One of them includes David Wooten, 40, who is appealing a conviction for dressing up as the Manchester Arena bomber Salman Abedi for a Halloween party last year. He had posted images on social media showing him wearing an Arabic-style headdress and the slogan, "I love Ariana Grande" on his t-shirt and carrying a rucksack with "Boom" and TNT written on the front. He was arrested and admitted sending an offensive message online. He faces up to 2 years in prison for a admittedly tasteless Halloween costume. It's tasteless. But you dress up like a terrorist and as a method of criticizing them, not as a method of praising them, as a method of criticizing them, and the British want to toss you in prison for 2 years. Again, 2 years. This is one of those charges that doesn't get you a jury trial. And I think, and when you get these overzealous prosecutions, the most powerful part of a jury trial is finding a juror, potentially, who says, no, this is just wrong. You're overstepping your bounds. And I'm going to nullify this whole prosecution. I'm going to vote not guilty because this is crazy. You don't have that chance of happening when it's a judge. When it's a judge who's so deep in that system and so and who can't see the forest for the trees. Here's a list of victims of free speech crackdown. These are a bunch of different people. You can take a look at this. I want to highlight a couple of them. You already see the second one over and on the bottom row. We've already shown her praying for praying outside of an abortion clinic. Top right, detained for using the wrong pronoun for a trans woman, for a man. She called a man a man. That one next to her, arrested over negative posts about his bosses online. You can't criticize your boss online. It might hurt their feelings. I want to highlight a couple of these. Julian Folks, detained over a post warning of rising anti-Semitism. He is a former cop, 71-year-old retired special constable, detained over social media posts warning about the threat of anti-Semitism in Britain. And if you go back to one of my earlier episodes, I'll try and put a link to it. They got an anti-Semitism problem in Great Britain too, because they've imported a bunch of Muslim/Arab/terrorists. They've got a serious anti-Semitism program. An Israeli soccer team couldn't even have their supporters come to town not because they're worried about soccer hooligans from Tel Aviv. No, it's because they're worried that they can't control their own Arab population who likes to kill Israelis. Mr. Folks handcuffed at his home by 6 officers, 71 years old. They don't have guns in Great Britain anymore, ladies and gentlemen. They took away the right to carry, the right to keep and bear arms. They never had that. Written constitution is a very good thing. The guy's not armed. They know he's not armed. 6 cops sent to arrest him after challenging a supporter of pro-Palestinian marches on X. He mocked an account supporting the pro-Palestine protest, saying, "One step away from storming Heathrow looking for Jewish arrivals." His home was searched, devices seized. He was locked in a police cell for 8 hours in interrogated on suspicion of malicious communications. In May 2025, Kent police admitted the caution was a mistake and deleted it from his record. Well, again, the process is the punishment. This is the other one that I found particularly amusing. Rob Davies, Mr. Davies, 61, put up a handwritten note in his shop following repeated thefts, which read, "Due to scumbag shoplifting, please ask for assistance to open the cabinets." But officers from North Wales Police attended his retro shop in Wrexham and told him to remove the sign as it could cause offense. Chris Philp, the Shadow Home Secretary, so this is the one who's out of power, said, "This is madness. Causing offense is not criminal and is none of the police's business. They should be catching shoplifters, not worrying about offending them. Frankly, shoplifters are scumbags. This woke, weak nonsense is a total waste of time." Yeah. You people are losing your ever-loving minds. It was a few months ago that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump were warning about free speech in Great Britain going the way of the dodo. For the younger people here, dodo is a bird that no longer exists because it went extinct. You got a problem. And then there's, finally, I think this is the penultimate one, there's this beauty. "We will come after you." Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley, London's top police chief, warned global social media users last week the British government could seek extradition of those who shared video footage of riots erupting across the United Kingdom. Speaking to Britain's Sky News, Rowley said anybody found to be promoting misinformation or inciting further riots in the country would face prosecution. Bring it on! Bring it on, you little... Yeah. You can't stop the riots. You've imported a population that is antithetical to the Great Britain of 70, 80 years ago. And you're going to hey, people in England, I'm going to promote misinformation. I'm going to say Mr. Rowley here, Sir Mark Rowley, is a stand-up guy. He's a great guy. That would be misinformation. I would have brown eyes because I would be full of excrement if I told that to you. Come and arrest me, Mr. Rowley. It wouldn't go very far. That's the problem we got nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure Great Britain can be saved. It would be nice if it could. Not sure it's possible. We shall see, though. Thanks for watching this clip from the Hoystory On Air broadcast. I encourage you to follow me on Substack, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I want to thank you for your support, and please feel free to watch another video or 2 or 3.